Good evening, everyone. I'll call to order the regular meeting of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, February 12th, 2026, 6 p.m. I'd like to invite Jeff Baden, Senior Pastor, Hamlin Life Church, to come forward, provide our invocation, and lead us in our pledge, if everyone will stand if able.
Let's pray. Lord, we thank you for this evening. Father, we thank you for this day. Lord, we thank you for your grace and mercy in our life. And Father, over this meeting, we just dedicate it to you. I pray for wisdom for each member that's going to be speaking, for each person that's making a decision tonight. Lord, we just honor and glorify you in all that we do. And Father, the same prayer and representation that David had in Psalms, where he led with integrity of heart, God, and skillfulness of hand. Father, we pray that over our city council meeting tonight. Lord, we love you. Pray all of this in your Son's precious name. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Play ball.
Roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Mayor Williams.
Here.
Vice Mayor Tyler.
Here.
Councilmember Cagle.
Here.
Councilmember Ezell.
Here.
Councilmember Witt.
Here.
City Manager Miller.
Here.
City Attorney Litchford.
Here. All right, the next item we have on the agenda is Milestone Awards. This is where we recognize our employees that have reached certain milestone anniversaries for their work and dedication to the City of East Ridge. We have three for the month of January. We have Robert Parker in sanitation for 15 years, Greg Beck in police department for 10 years, and Jamie Blevins, Parks and Rec, for 5 years. We appreciate them and all of our employees for their dedication to our city and our citizens. They will get a pin, a certificate, and a check for their service, this milestone service. So we appreciate them. The next item on the agenda is our consent agenda. It is the approval of the minutes of January the 22nd, 2026. Council members, we do have an updated copy of the minutes that's been dropped by in your area to quickly review if you want to, and then also the declaration of surplus property. So this would be an approval for those updated minutes and the declaration of surplus property. So if you need a second to look at those updated minutes, otherwise I'll entertain a motion for the consent agenda.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion to approve the consent agenda by Councilmember Witt and a second by Vice Mayor Tyler. Do we have any discussion or corrections? I see none. Roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler.
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle.
Yes.
Councilmember Ezell.
Yes.
Councilmember Witt.
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Consent agenda is approved. We'll move to the next item, communication of citizens. This is an opportunity where any citizen can come forward, address the council with any questions, concerns, or accolades. We don't have anybody that's signed in, but if there's anyone in the audience who would like to come forward, now's your opportunity. You have up to 5 minutes. I see no one, so we'll move to the next item, communication of council members. I'll start on this side, Councilmember Ezell.
Yeah, I went to a meeting at East Ridge High School for a community in schools meeting. Pretty impressive what they do, and the stats sure shows improvement to the kids that are part of it. So I hope it works. It's just starting out real good on the high school. The middle school has it, but it's a good program we need to keep up with.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Councilmember Witt.
Nothing.
Vice Mayor Tyler.
Nothing at this time, Mayor.
Councilmember Cagle.
I went to the choir downtown at the First Baptist Church. I think it was Tuesday night. East Ridge Middle School participated in it. They were 4 or 5 middle schools, Baylor, McCauley, Grace, East Hamilton, Loftus. But anyway, there's about 200 kids down there. Lady come in from Vanderbilt. They got there at 9 o'clock that morning, about 8 o'clock that night. Well, we was home, so those kids were down there from 9 o'clock till that late learning how to sing together. You know, the teachers out here, Miss Klosko, the choir director up here at the middle school, she done a fine job with East Ridge. I was very proud of East Ridge Middle School.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, sir. For me, I have a few things. This past Saturday, we had two special events that occurred. One was in the morning, and I had the privilege of hosting a Mayor's Legacy Celebration. This was a celebration that began with an idea I had some time ago, and I often found myself reflecting on the mayors who came before me and the hard work, dedication, and personal sacrifice that came with serving in this role. It became important to me that each of them be properly recognized and being honored. To accomplish that, a mayor's plaque was commissioned. One that displays each of the mayor's name, the years of service, which will serve as a lasting tribute to their leadership and commitment to our city. The plaque is now placed in the atrium. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's this wall right here underneath the pictures of all the council members. So that service, their service and dedication does not go unnoticed and is deeply appreciated. At that celebration, we were honored to have former mayors Brad Smith, Vince Dean, and Mike Steele in attendance, along with family members from Ralph Hooper and Don Husky family, along with others that were in attendance. Former Mayor Brad Smith, Vince Dean, and Mike Steele, and Chris Husky, the son of Don Husky, reflected on their time in the office and their love of the city. So I'd like to also extend a sincere thank you to Scott Miller, Janet Middleton, Jennifer Dietrich, and Lauren Pritchett for their tremendous help in gathering all this historical information for this project. Also to Councilmember Cagle and his wife for reviewing our research, and the staff that worked so hard behind the scenes to prepare for this great celebration. So if you get a chance, check that out on your way out. It's a lasting tribute to the founders that created and established the city and got us to where we are today. Then the second thing is Venue 1921, which is behind us here. We had a ribbon cutting and a grand opening. We had an amazing number of people and individuals in attendance for that grand opening. We had some incredible partners that participated. Relay Media, Fox and Fern, Brooks Badger, DM, MC Pro, Blown Up, Him Projects, Hoover Real Estate Photography, Eastridge Library, Matt Mathis, Carol Evans, Ryan Long, Photos by Pi, The Copper Quail, Mandy and Dennis Hart, Joey Smiles Art, Roxanne Fulkerson, Eastridge Creative Arts, Staff by Love, and our great, amazing city employees all participating to make this a great event. So if you hadn't had a chance, check out the Venue 21. It is going to be a premier destination for our community gatherings, special events, and celebrations of all kinds. And we're proud to see that it become a great part of our growing landscape here around the City Hall. Then I've got to always talk about our Parks and Rec. So we have soccer signups, fall flag football, spring softball, spring baseball, and t-ball and cheerleading. All those run registration through March the 2nd. So you have a little bit more time. So go and register for that for all the kiddos. Then on the library side, which I always love to speak about, first and foremost, I'd like to have everyone keep the Haddock family in your prayers, and also the library staff, part-time employee that is going through a difficult time at this time. And unfortunately, the dinner and movie event tomorrow, February the 13th, has been canceled. But on Monday the 16th at 7 to 7:30, we will have the bedtime story time. And then the middle school book club is Thursday the 19th from 3:30 to 4:30, which is for ages 10 and up, which is 5th to 8th grade. Registration is required. And then also the adult winter reading challenge is still ongoing, and it will end February the 27th. So always love to talk about our Parks and Rec and our library. And that is all that I have at this time, so I'll hand it over to City Manager Miller.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a couple items. If you've been up on North or South Terrace, you will note that they were state contractors contractors from the state were out there paving about time. South Terrace, they were due out there yesterday, and they were out there today. I rode the whole thing. You have one lane on the southern side that's been completed from Germantown to McBrien. I hope we can have a couple more days of nice weather and get that project completed and get them out of there. Update on the community center expansion. We're completed with the venue 1921, but we're still working on the community center, doing an expansion there. Just briefly, the installation of the overhead ductwork in the gymnasium is completed. The plywood in the upper walls of the gymnasium is completed. Installation of the fire protection sprinkler piping is complete throughout the building. In the kitchen cabinets are installed. Equipment is in the midst of being installed. And the leveling of the floor in the gymnasium is started earlier this week. And in the next 3 weeks, we're looking at the floor guys coming in and putting down the wood floor for the gymnasium. So they are on track to get completed by the end of April. By contract, they have to be completed by May 5th. And then lastly, just to give an update on the arena, when we went out in 2024 for the $8 million bond issue, we set aside $1.5 million for enhancements to Camp Jordan Park, those being upgrading of the lighting system, a new roof for the arena. But we did have money set aside to do new flooring in the lobby of the arena, and also the restrooms to be remodeled and updated to today's standards. That's being done now. So hopefully by the time we start having major programs and activities occurring in the arena, we'll be looking at a new lobby area, and the restrooms will look great. That's all I have, Mayor.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. All right, we'll move to old business. Item A, ordinance number 1239.
In order to the East Ridge City Council to amend the zoning regulations and the zoning map of the city of East Ridge, Tennessee, so as to rezone the property located at 1408 San Heasy Drive, tax map number 169K-J-009 from C2 General Commercial District to R2 Residential Duplex District.
Thanks, sir. This item is on here for the removal from the table. We tabled this previously and scheduled the continuation for the first reading of the ordinance. So I'll entertain a motion for removing this off the table.
I make a motion to remove ordinance number 1239 off the table.
Second.
We have a motion to remove ordinance 1239 from the table. Yes, sir?
Can I ask that the second part of that motion be, and we schedule the continuation of the first reading at the February 26, 2026 regular business meeting? As if you add that into the motion, then we can notify the residents over there as well as the applicant that this will be continued at the February 26 meeting.
I don't have a problem with that. I just would assume that it was going to be on the tentative, but we can definitely
Yeah,
clarify
yeah.
that.
So do I need to make that
No, I
motion?
mean, that the intent was to put
Yeah,
it on there.
the intent was intent.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. All right, we got a motion. We have a second. Roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Ezell,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. So this ordinance now will be on the tentative agenda tonight, and it'll be on the agenda for February the 26th.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, sir. All right, we'll move to item B, ordinance number 1241.
In order to the East Ridge City Council to amend the fiscal year 2026 operating budget ordinance number 1226 by changing the revenues and expenditures of various funds.
Thanks, sir. Ms. Qualls?
No changes since first reading.
Thank you. Yes, this is second and final reading. All right, council, I'll entertain a motion of ordinance number 1241.
Make a motion to approve ordinance 1241.
Second.
We have a motion to approve by Vice Mayor Tyler and a second by Councilmember Witt. Do we have any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Ezell,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes, ordinance number 1241 passed, approved, second and final reading. We'll move to the next item, new business, ordinance number 1242.
In order to the East Ridge City Council setting the compensation of the city court clerk in accordance with Title 3, Chapter 5, Section 3-504.
Thanks, sir, and this will be the first reading. Yes, Ms. Cassidy?
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
My goal this evening is simply to request your consideration of a major salary adjustment that aligns the court clerk position with its responsibilities, statutory obligations, and operational scope. I've served the city of Eastridge as the city court clerk for 12 years, and it's been 8 years since there's been an adjustment in the salary adjustment. While court operations and compliance requirements have continued to expand, the requested amount of $72,500 remains well below the state mandated county benchmarks and reflects a reasonable city evaluation of the position. In other words, what I did is I took my salary that I make now, and I took for 8 years, I did the 3%, which is what every city employee gets as their COLA increase on their pay, and I did it over the 8 years, and it would come out to around $72,500. I respectfully ask that this matter be considered in light of continuity, stability, and effective operation of, not just for me, but for the position. It has nothing to do with me. It's for the position of the clerk.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, council, I will entertain a motion for ordinance number 1242.
I'd like to make a motion to raise the salary, same as the employee's salary each year, 3% or whatever the employees get, and then give the court clerk the option of the benefits that they get, the insurance, the life insurance, dental insurance, the pension if they require, would like it. Just what? No pension? No pension. Okay.
It can't be every year like a city employee because it's only it's at the term. I have a 4-year term, so each term.
Well, I'm making the motion now that we do it each year at this term, that we do it for the next.
4 years.
Be every 4 years, yes, ma'am.
So that salary range you're referring to is what amount?
3% of the 50, whatever you're being paid now, 3% each year till the next election, then it has to be requested again in front of us, so that'll be 4 years.
And that's what I did, that's how I got to
Yeah,
the 70.
yes, ma'am, I understand that. And then offer the benefit package, just like each council member sitting up here is offered the benefit package. I don't know how many takes it, but anyway, and offer them the benefit package. So that would be added to whatever you're making plus the 3%. So that would be, I don't know the figures on all
Around
that.
about 72.5, and then you would add on the benefits, the medical benefits.
The 3% pay raise on what she's making now.
Over the 8 years we had, actually, there was, we'd have to compound that, but we had 3% a year, and 1 year was 2%, from what I understand. So I think it was
And 1 year it was,
23%.
5 or 8%.
I'm sorry?
I said, well, 1 year it was yeah. So, I'm just saying, whatever the employees
Got
bump is,
Understand.
yeah. And then plus the benefit package if they choose to take it.
Correct.
And then, our cost is gonna be bumped to part of their salary and,
So let me understand this correctly, and I think you maybe have some questions too. So are you saying that salary you're making a motion to set that salary at 72.5?
no, sir.
Okay.
I'm making the motion to, whatever she's being paid now, what are you being paid now, 57?
57,
All right,
57,740.
all right, 740.
correct.
Then, when budget time comes up, whatever the employees get, they get a 3%. We add 3% to that 5740. Then the next year, we add 3% to that total.
It can't be every year.
We can't put a provision
Yeah,
in there.
we tried that once before, and it
Yeah.
can't put that provision. It has to be done.
It's state. Tennessee
Right.
state says that.
I can't
salary,
find that Tennessee
any court-
state law you're talking about.
Do what?
I can't find that thing where you're talking about the mandate is $96,000.
I gave a copy of it, and that's what I got
I
in
know,
the
but
package. It's from the state of Tennessee. It's
See, that's like a copy of these salaries we got here too.
What, the 90?
I have it right here, 9690.
That's for county clerks,
That's
not
for-
city clerks.
No, any city that goes from 12,000 to 22,000 population, that's the official. But I'm not asking for that. I'm not
No, I know.
asking for that at all. If you look at the city of Chattanooga, which I put in your package too, the clerk of the city, just of the city of Chattanooga, he makes $90,641.
The court clerk,
He does not do general sessions or anything. He just does the city of Chattanooga, which I think they do codes and traffic and things like that.
the thing that
If you
I,
look at Red Bank and Collegedale, okay, Red
Yeah.
Bank, the girl's only been there 3 years.
uh-huh,
Saudi Daisy, Lena was there, I think, a little bit
Right.
less time than I've been here, and she was making $70,000 a year in Saudi Daisy. Red Bank makes 60, I think, Collegedale makes 61.4. Rachel's been there 4 years. The girl at Red Bank's only been there 2 years. The girl that just took over for Saudi Daisy has only been there since the 1st of January. They're not elected officials, they're all employees, they're appointed by the city manager.
okay, today I looked up,
Cleveland makes, the girl in Cleveland, she's the assistant clerk, she makes $72,390.
But Cleveland is 30 square miles and
Correct.
47,000 population, 3 times us.
But if you look at the state for the county clerks and things like that, like Vince Dean, he's the criminal court clerk, okay? He makes a certain salary. He's got so many employees. He's got 30-some or 60-some. Mark Gravitt, who has 14 employees, makes the same amount of money as Vince Dean. Those are state mandated salaries that they make. Doesn't matter how many employees they have, that's what the state mandates their salaries to be. And they get vehicles, and they get health insurance, and they get all this other stuff. I'm not asking for any of that. I'm just saying, for the clerk's position here, it should be aligned with what we do as a clerk. You're paying employees, city employees, a lot more than what my salary is for doing a lot less and a lot less responsibilities than I have or anybody would have as a clerk. I have to do reports to the AOC. I have to report to them. I do financial reports. I do things just like Vince Dean does and every other clerk. I run the court. And I may only have 2 employees, but for the last 8 years, I've asked for my 3rd person back, and I was refused. So now I'm doing the clerk's position plus another clerk's position. So I'm working as 2 employees because I have only got 2 other employees.
Excuse me, may I correct you on that?
Sure.
When I came here in 2022, when we did the 2023, you said you gave up a person.
Well,
I've
I
got
did.
that
I
in
had
record,
to,
and
yeah.
you operated 1 year with no problems with 2 people plus you in the office.
Well, Kathy and I did it by ourselves for almost 2 years, but it's just, the volume has gotten out of hand.
Not that quick.
Okay.
now, when all this done, everybody knows I get on Google and I Google.
Right.
Okay, so I typed in today, Hampton County, Tennessee, court clerks, salaries. Okay. First thing pops up is Chattanooga. Average county court clerk in Tennessee's average pay is $41,448.
That's not for a, but
Hold on,
Mr.
may I
Cagle, you
get
have to
through?
understand that their clerks, they're all clerks down there. Their court clerk may make 40,000, but there's 30 other girls that are considered court clerks of Hamilton County that make 40,000. They all make about the same. You have to look up, I don't know how to look it up, but if you look up Mr. Dean's salary, it's $120,000, and he makes as much as Mr. Gravitt does. But their clerks make generally about $40,000. I'm not a clerk, I'm the clerk of the court. I'm the administrator of the court. I'm different than a clerk. This position is different than just a clerk. We run the court. We have all these documents that we have to file with the state. I have to keep documents. I have to do expungements. I have to do letters. I work with attorneys. I work with the police department. I work with the sheriff's office. I work with Hamilton County clerks. Those clerks make more than my clerks do.
Ms. Cassidy, how many days A week, does Chattanooga have court?
I'm not sure how, you mean the city?
Yeah, the city itself.
I'm not sure how many days a week the city.
And we have court 1 day a week?
1 day a week, one
And,
Tuesday a week.
so Collegedale, Sawny Daisy, and Red Bank?
Collegedale has Wednesdays, Red Bank has Mondays, and Soddy Daisy just went to Tuesdays at 8:30 in the morning. They went to morning because we have afternoon, and a lot of times, the people that we transport, they're stuck in Soddy Daisy court. And a lot of the attorneys have court, I have court in Soddy Daisy, can we move yours? Or they have to go to Soddy Daisy and have them move theirs to come to ours.
Sure, but we don't know how many days a week Mr. Dean holds court over
They
there?
have court every day down in General
5 days a
Sessions.
week? Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's 5 days, but they have 5 different courtrooms too.
Sure.
Yeah.
Mr. Tyler brought up Chattanooga. Okay, as of December of 2025 and January of 26, the court clerks in Chattanooga, I don't know how many they got, don't know how many courts they got, but the court clerks, that's what their title is, court clerk.
Correct.
$41,382, that comes to $19.90 an hour is what they make. Now, that come right off of it, and it said Chattanooga.
But again, Mr. Cagle, those are the clerks that work. Anthony Byrd is the court clerk of the city of Chattanooga. He makes $90,000 a year. He is the actual city clerk of the city of Chattanooga. Those are his clerks that make $41,000. He makes $90,000. It's just like Mr. Dean makes $100 and some thousand, and his clerks make anywhere from 30 to, I mean, his clerks consider themselves as clerks, but he is the court clerk. He is the General Sessions Court clerk of Hamilton County. Just like Anthony Byrd is the court clerk of the city of Chattanooga. He makes $90,000 a year.
Well, you keep bringing up Anthony Byrd.
Okay.
Says here that the salary was 62% higher than the average and 72% higher than the median salary in the city of Chattanooga. So that tells me that somebody here thinks they're paying him too much.
Well, yeah,
So-
I mean, yeah, but I'm not asking for that. I'm not saying that this position deserves that much. I'm just saying it deserves a lot more than it's being paid. You're paying city employees here more than they average should get.
But we're not debating the rest of the city employees, we're
I
debating the
know
court
that,
clerk.
I know. I'm debating this position as court.
Okay, so, first of all, let me clarify, Mr. Litchford, I don't think we can set something annually.
No, it's clear in the 3-504 that it says it shall not be increased or decreased during a single term of office. So it's got to be static, whatever is set. Ms. Cassie's right. I mean, whatever is set by ordinance prior to the election is what that amount must remain for the 4 years or until it's changed.
Right.
So why does the
Gotta be
figures come up on 3% for the next 4 years?
I'm sorry?
3% for the next 4 years, saying that's what our employees will be getting.
I would,
I can run that real fast and do that real fast.
the problem you have with making that motion, I'm not so sure that 3% is gonna be given over the next 4 years. Who knows what the economy's going to be?
That's right, but
You've got 18 bills right now before the legislative session that will some way, shape, or form reduce the sales tax on food from 4 cents to 2 cents, and some of those bills are actually getting rid of it altogether. If that bill goes through, that would reduce or
What is-
eliminate.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So what I did, the calculation, taking the present value today of $757,740, if you did a 3% increase over the next 4 years, during year 4, that salary would be $64,986.88. That'd be a 3% bump for the next 4 years. Yes, I think what
Yeah.
city manager was saying, if I understand it right, was, I just want to make sure we're saying the same thing. I think he's saying there's not a guarantee it will be 3%. If I understand you're
Yeah.
saying, let's just go ahead and sort of factor that as a 3%, and let's bring that back to present day value today, right? Okay.
give bump the pay raise 3%. I'm assuming the city gets 3, or not many years that the employees don't,
Right.
so.
But that amount what that would ultimately result in year 4 salary would be $64,986.88.
You said 64.
Yes, sir. 64,986.88.
You're right around
And
65.
that's about
65.
$6,800 for the 4 years.
I'm sorry.
That's about $6,800 for the 4 years.
The delta between what she is now.
Right,
Yeah, it'd be
yeah.
an extra, yes.
Yeah, it'd be about
Whatever that number
$6,800, yeah, okay. That's the way I've got it figured, close to that.
Yeah.
And then we add the benefit package.
Benefits don't pay bills, Mr. K.
Do what?
Benefits don't pay. I mean, you're saying 3% of what, but there's not been an increase in this position's compensation for 8 years. So for 8 years, everybody else's salary has been increased, but this position has not. And that's what I'm saying, in 4 years, this position, whoever has it, should be compensated. I mean, why, yeah, they come back in 4 years and, maybe you all change it, maybe you don't, and stuff like that. But it's gotta be, I'm trying to make this position where it's comparable to what the cost of living is today.
Well, I know that, back when we set the salary, it went from $32,277
That was
to
8 years ago.
$54,472. So, and that was December the 5th of 2012. So,
That's 13 years ago.
that was a big bump from, at that one time.
All right. So let me understand, you've made a motion, you've adjusted a bit. Now you're making a motion for that salary to be 65,000. And you say benefits, but you're referring to medical,
If they choose
if
it.
they choose to.
Yeah.
All right, we have that motion on the floor.
Second.
We got a second by Vice Mayor Tyler. All right, do we have any discussion?
One of the things, and no disrespect to you, that I want to look at, we're not talking about Miss Cassidy. We're
No.
talking about,
Correct.
Talking about.
is this going to be competitive for people to want to run for this position and hold this job in East Ridge? That's the one thing I want us to look at. Are we being competitive enough to get good employees in the future? And that's it. That's what it boils down to. So that's all I can say.
Any other?
Information that we got today, Red Bank is paid, will be being paid, about $10,000 less. Collegedale is 61,000.
Let's look at the amount of court activity that we have.
Correct.
Compared to the
Correct.
other ones.
Our volume is a lot more than Red Bank, Collegedale, and Saudi Daisy put together. I've got 13 inmates, for instance, right now on Tuesday. Last week we had 16. Those are inmates only. I invite you all to come for a Tuesday and see what we go through. And it doesn't just stop at the courtroom. I mean, there's afterwards what we have to do as a clerk. I have to send jail paperwork. Sometimes I'm here until 8, 9 o'clock at night. I get phone calls from the jail saying, can you please, help me understand this? Things like that. I mean, they don't have near as much volume, and you're talking in 4 years, if you set mine or this salary for this position at what you're saying, Mr. Cagle, in 4 years, the people that are at Red Bank, Collegedale, and Saudi Daisy are all gonna get increases in that time where this position stays the same. This position right now, it's a salary that is more or less stagnant because it hasn't moved for 8 years. It hasn't
Okay.
increased. Go ahead.
I understand. So it really, it's kind of a discussion between council members
Sure.
now, but
So I think the stagnation is tied to the fact that this is an elected position and not an employee
Yes.
of the city. These other cities, their employees, they have negotiated salaries that they can work out with the city manager at those places. Their cost of living increases are built into their budgets. So it is a little different in that aspect. I think Mr. Cagle's proposal of 65 is adequate and fair, as it sets the new compensation rate in November of this year, which is more than the others, based on the information that we've received on what these other court clerks are making, builds in a cushion to allow the city council to increase that rate at a later time to become more competitive then. On top of the fact that we're also allowing the benefit package, which can total, do you have a figure on how much the benefit package for a year is for the city court clerk?
$12,000.
So roughly $12,000, so total compensation.
That's what the city would contribute. The employee, the plan that we have the employee would pay about $1,000 a year, give or take, and the city would match, would pay their percentage, which is $12,000.
So $12,000 essentially in savings. While I do agree with Mrs. Cassidy that benefits don't pay the bills, they do save you money if you were going to have to outsource and pay that for yourself. So this is a form of compensation as far as the total package goes. I've made the second to Mr. Cagle's motion because I'm comfortable with the amount of 65 going forward. I don't have anything further
I just
to
had
add.
one question, back to the things you were saying. So you're comfortable with the 65, but it can't be changed after November for 4 years, so
See,
you're
that's
saying
what I'm saying.
65,000 through 2030?
Is that accurate? We can't go back and change it?
You cannot.
December?
No, not till election time.
Not till election.
If you decide to change it, it won't go into effect till the next
Till
election.
Sure.
Back in 2018, when we looked at ordinance number 1072, there was a clause in there that said, be it further ordained that at the time the annual budget is approved every fiscal year, the city clerk will receive the same percentage of salary increase as all other employees of the city of East Ridge. City attorney has ruled that was deemed not correct, not appropriate at that time. So whatever salary that you set tonight, that position will be paid that same salary for the next 4 years. And then the council in 4 years, 2030, will have to sit down and decide what the salary is going to be prior to the filing of papers for that position for the next court clerk that goes to that position.
Just for some clarification here, the city court clerk qualifications outlined by the city charter, I know, like say for the city manager, you have to have a minimum of a bachelor's degree in public administration. That's not in there?
No.
So are there any qualifications to be a city court clerk? Can anyone just run for it
I'm looking at my HR director. Are there some?
Not that I'm aware.
on the city charter?
Be a resident.
Resident,
They have to be a resident
East Ridge.
similar to council.
I think you should,
of a certain age?
I think you should tweak that, quite honestly.
Well, that's gotta be done by referendum.
Yeah, I know.
And if you remember, we did put on referendum about it, the changing the court clerk from being elected to being appointed, then they would have been an employee, but it did not pass.
Right, it did not pass.
Everyone was correct. The only requirements are residency.
Yeah.
In East
And no
Ridge.
prior criminal acts that were of malfeasance, I believe.
Thank you.
Any other discussion?
So, I guess from the 65,000 he's referring to, which would actually be an $8,000 increase for the past 12 years, is all that would have went up, because there's nothing else can be done till 2030. There hadn't been anything done for the last 8.
Yes.
So you're looking at 12 years for that little bit of money, just throwing that out.
And you're looking at the next 4 for nothing. Because she gets no cost of living like everybody else does. So what we set tonight,
She hasn't received the cost of living for the past 8 years, since 2018.
right, and she won't get it, once we set it tonight, she doesn't get any either.
No, not unless I
You
run.
never get it,
Yeah, I never did.
so.
Yeah, we have, yeah, there's.
I mean, council, we have a motion and a second. There's nothing to say that something couldn't be amended. I do have a question, or a statement. I feel that this request is for a salary increase for elected court clerk. Me personally, I would like to see the benefit and the medical piece pulled out of this discussion tonight and placed back on the agenda and incorporated in with ordinance or resolution number 2340. That is the resolution that was passed in 2013
Yes.
that provided the opportunity for the mayor or council to participate in the group life hospitalization, disability, or any other medical insurance program. I feel that we ought to tie those together and we have all elected officials included in this, or we do away with it, one or the other. I was opposed to it in the very beginning, but that's a story for a different meeting. But that's my take on it. I feel we should focus on the salary, whether that's 65 or we want to amend it, and we address the benefits along with this, update this resolution or do away with this resolution. My opinion.
So when you're saying amend this, what are we talking about amending? What?
Well, I think if I understand it, a minute is removing the health benefit aspect of your motion and setting just the salary. Under the respective code section, let me find it right here. Here it is.
Yeah, it's in my packet.
Yeah, you're just setting the compensation for the city court clerk, is what I understand the mayor saying, only dealing with the payment salary portion,
Yes.
not any of the benefits that are eligible to city council members pursuant to 2340, resolution 2340. I
I
think
agree
if I
with
understand it right, correct me if I'm wrong, you're saying let's
Yes. That's my,
remove that component and then just add it as an amendment to the resolution 2340 for determination of all elected officials
Correct.
receiving the option to elect into the benefit program for the city, or
all or none.
removing all elected officials from eligibility of opting into that program.
So we only have one other elected official besides what's right here now, and that's the judge.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Okay, not the AHO judge, okay,
That's it, the
Correct.
municipal judge.
yeah.
So you're referring to like a 1.5% increase a year for the past 8 years is basically what this amounts to. And that's gotta cover the next 4 years on top of it.
I think the salary's too low. Are you willing to amend it if you don't want to go to 72.5? Are you willing to go to 70?
You can make that
You
motion
can-
to amend. You don't have to ask. Yeah, you can
Okay,
make that
I
motion.
can make a motion to amend it
Yeah.
to the
Right
salary.
now, we have a first and a second on the existing one. Yeah, if you want to amend the existing motion to modify the proposed 65,000, you can do that right now.
Well, I would like to make a motion to amend it to, if they're not happy with the 72.5 right now, to at least go to 70 at this point.
And then what else? Is it including medical or is it not?
Doesn't include anything because,
Okay.
yeah, it's just the salary, and that what we're talking about?
Well, it's your motion, but let's
Your
make sure I
motion.
think I understand. So
Just
your
the
motion
salary
is
Is 70,000.
to amend the existing motion on the table to provide a salary of 70,000 and to remove health benefits from consideration of
Tonight.
of tonight's salary.
Second.
Thank you.
But wasn't my motion to, award them, let them have the choice of all the employees' benefits that they have the choice of?
Well, that is, but there's been an amendment and at first.
Yeah, but you're saying just health insurance. I'm talking about life, disability.
Well, I think what I'm understanding is, so make sure we are, because 2340, which was passed in 2013, was a resolution that allowed the city council members to opt into the benefits program for the city, which included group life, hospitalization, disability, and/or medical insurance. What I understand Councilwoman Witt's motion is, to the extent that there's any, well, her motion is, it's a across-the-board $70,000 salary. No other consideration for tonight's vote includes the benefit programs that's eligible for other employees. That's something that, if I understand the mayor, will be taken up at another meeting.
That is something we could address at the next council meeting. We could put it on the agenda to discuss the elected official benefits.
So then that'll bump up the cost of this right here, what we're voting on tonight.
Well, this motion and second will set it at 70 if it passes, no benefits. But we can revisit the benefits at council's wish to determine, does every elected official get the opportunity to buy in to the, participate in the program, or do we do away with it for everyone?
Do I need to remove my motion? Okay.
You do not.
You do not. Any other discussion?
And I will make sure.
Yes.
Right, Councilman Ezel, you understood the motion?
I did.
Okay. Just making sure. So you did second it?
He seconded it.
Okay. So that is now, effectively, that will, once that motion, that means once we approve that, then we'll go back to the original motion as amended.
As amended. So we have the motion for 70, no benefits, by Councilmember Witt, and a second by Councilmember Ezel. Any other discussion? See none. So we will be voting on the amended motion of 70,000, no medical. Roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Ezell,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Now that passed, and now we're going to go back to the original motion of ordinance number 1242 as amended. Roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Ezell,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Ordinance number 1242 passed as amended, first reading.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Mayor and Council. Appreciate you.
All right. We'll move to item B, ordinance number 1243.
An order to the City Council for the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, approving the designation of the Assistant City Manager and amending Ordinance 1226 to fund the position for the Assistant City Manager.
All right. I guess I'll hand it to Mr. Miller.
Okay, my retirement is coming up on February 27th, 2026. There needs to be an interim city manager appointed to take over the duties and responsibilities of the city manager position, the overall running of the city operations. There's got to be a chief dog, and I am following the same process that the governing body utilized back in 2018, at that time when I retired due to health reasons. Specifically, at that time, an assistant city manager was designated by the city manager pursuant to Section 5H of the city charter, and that individual became an interim city manager when the city manager position became vacant. That was done on November 2nd, 2018. I have appointed Fire Chief Mike Williams as the assistant city manager effective as of today. Upon my vacation of the position of the city manager following February 27th, Chief Williams would be in a position to become interim city manager along with serving as fire chief, and he would serve in that position until a new city manager is appointed by the city council. When the city council makes that appointment of the new city manager and the new city manager comes on board, that means starts effective that day, Fire Chief Williams would be returned to his full-time position as a fire chief, and the position of assistant city manager would be unfilled and unbudgeted. So the ordinance before you is the same form of ordinance that we did back in November of 2018. And it's before you for first reading.
Well, it's hard to say thank you, because I don't want to see you go, but we have to move on. And council will entertain a motion of ordinance number 1243.
I got a motion. I'd like to make a motion, we, give him a 3% pay raise on his $106,000 per month till he takes this. So, and the way I've got it figured, it's, right at $2,318. Well, if I've got my figures right, that'll be, $1,059 per pay period.
I was going to propose $1,000 a month. That is exactly what the council gave Mr. Custer back in 2018. You raised his pay to assistant city manager, and when he took over as interim, you gave him $1,000 a month. I'm following the same process. I'm recommending $1,000 a month.
Well, I'll go with that. That's, y'all know how I am with city's money.
Okay, so
I
first,
make a motion that we raise his salary $1,000 a month.
first and foremost, assuming you're approving the
Recommendation. of the city
recommendation.
manager. Yes, sir.
Okay, and then you're saying 1,000
Yes, sir.
a month.
The reason why I brought up the 3% is because that's what we offer Mr. Miller to stay till the new city manager come on. So I just said everything would be fair to offer him the same 3%.
Okay,
And I'd like to ask one question, if this is appropriate right
well, let me get a second,
now. Okay,
please, and then we can, do I have a second?
Second.
Go, sir.
okay. So he's gonna be assistant city manager. Then when Mr. Miller leaves, he automatically becomes the interim city manager.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the assistant city manager does not have the power that he has with the interim city manager. I mean, he has more power with the interim city manager.
Yes, as an
Okay.
assistant city manager, it's basically in title only. I'm still gonna be here, but as of 5 o'clock or 4:30 on February 27th, I'm being put out to pasture, and Mr. Fire Chief Williams will then inherit the interim city manager, and he would have control of the organization.
We have a motion by Councilmember Cagle. We have a second by Councilmember Witt. Do we have any discussion?
And so when does he start the assistant city manager?
Today.
Tonight.
So I'm gonna ask if there's any discussion from Mr. Williams, Chief Williams, if he'd like to.
Well, I'm not under contract. I'm gonna be here a long time. Whatever the council decides, of course, you know, I've talked about this with my family. I have shared the information with my staff. You know, I've got a lot of support in both, as well as other department heads across the city are here tonight. They know my capabilities. They know how I am. I have been in this position before. We hope this is a very short time that I'm in this position, but we want to get you, as well as this city, the best city manager that we can for the near future. And that'll be our number one drive. As far as money and amount and stuff like that, I think what Mr. Miller has talked about, $1,000 a month, I'm happy with that. I originally told Mr. Miller I'd do it for free, you know, to help the city. Back at that now after, you know, kind of watching the council meeting tonight, but I do appreciate that. I have a lot of friends here. I have a lot of folks that I think that we can make this happen. We can continue to go forward and support our city and, staff and continue the business until we get a new city manager here.
Well, appreciate you being willing to do this and step up and fill in the void, so it is greatly appreciated. And then the final words I have is 3 words. Never say never,
Never say never.
because I think you said never.
Right. That's right.
Any other comments or questions?
Just want to thank you.
Yes.
I just have one
Yes, sir.
comment to make on this. In regard to the ordinance, Mark, I talked to you about adding that clause in there.
What City Manager Miller stated was that upon the hiring on the first day of that the full-time city manager is hired, what City Manager Miller suggested was that the assistant city manager title be removed and that position be basically vacated and unfunded, is what he had said. This council needs to make that determination. Now, that you can unfund it. You know, the new city manager can come in, he can appoint somebody as city manager. It doesn't necessarily mean it's, it's funded, but I'm just saying. But if I understood it right, that City Manager Miller suggested that that title of assistant city manager for Chief Williams be removed upon the hiring. That way it doesn't in any way suggest to the full-time city manager that she or he does not have the authority to appoint whoever that they would like to do manager. So the motion would just simply be that under the charter, you have to approve the designation. That designation has been made by City Manager Miller for the assistant. That designation, you all do have to approve it. You can approve it subject to the limitation period until there's a new position of the full city manager hired, at which time there is no designated assistant city manager.
So we'll need clarification on that or an amendment?
I would like that. I think Councilman Cagle, you made the original motion.
Yes, that's correct.
So, do you want to, with part of your motion, have we got a second?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Councilman Witt.
Okay. Do you want to amend, and you can amend your own motion, do you want to amend your motion to provide that the approval of the city manager, Miller's designation of assistant city manager, Chief Williams, is approved for so long as there is until the full-time city manager is hired?
And then we'll have to be approving the funds too in this.
Well, the approval of the funding is only for the period that he is serving as interim.
Right.
Once he's serving as interim, there really is no funding because the funding cuts off. He's not the interim at that point. What Mr. Miller is saying is make the approval for so long as the pending period that there is no city manager. In other words, once a full-time city manager is appointed, the title of assistant city manager is removed from Chief Williams.
And the funding.
Well, the funding would go away anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
And well, if that is how you frame it, I will make sure that the ordinance, it's a two-time, we gotta read this twice. Our ordinance next week will reflect what may appear to be a little confusing right now, but
Yeah.
You've made the motion that he be paid $1,000 at the time he takes on the interim position. That cuts off when he's no longer interim.
In other words, he's becoming the assistant city manager first.
Correct.
So you're saying that we're not gonna be paying him $1,000 a month while he's assistant?
That's what I understood was.
He gets paid $1,000 a month when he takes over as interim city manager, not assistant. I'm still here.
Okay,
I'm not going anywhere, not till the 27th at 4:30.
okay. Then I'll amend the budget to where amend my motion to make the statement saying that he starts drawing his $1,000 a month when he becomes the interim city manager.
And
And after the new city manager is appointed, then the interim city manager drops off and the assistant city manager drops off.
That's it.
Right.
All right, we've got that as amended. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. Any discussion? See none. So we're gonna be voting on the, ordinance as amended.
that is correct.
Roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Azell,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Now, actually, we voted on the amendment. Now we need to vote on,
Vote as
I said it incorrect, yeah. So now we're voting on it as amended. Roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler,
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle,
Yes.
Councilmember Azell,
Yes.
Councilmember Witt,
Yes.
Mayor Williams.
Yes. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mayor and
Thanks,
Council.
Mike.
Thank you for your
Thank you. All right. Now we'll move to item C, resolution number 3782.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council approving a request to operate a hotel at the property located at 6101 Ringo Road, tax map number 169L-F-043.01, located within the C2 General Commercial District in accordance with City Code Article 5, Section 1203, titled Uses Permitted on Review.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Howell.
Yeah, good evening, Mayor and Council. 6101 Ringo Road, Eric and Christy Chapman are requesting approval to operate a 4-unit hotel within an existing 2-story building. No expansion of the building footprint is proposed at this time. The request requires City Council approval due to its use classification under the C2 zone district. The subject property is situated along Ringo Road, a major corridor characterized by a mix of commercial C2, low-density R1 residential, and light industrial M2 zoning districts. The Ringo Road function as a primary commercial corridor with established infrastructure and utilities. Hotels are commonly located along arterial roadways and are consistent with the corridor-oriented commercial developments patterns. The C2 district mixed-use development by right, residential occupancy within such development must have a primary permitted use before such a residential units can be established. Therefore, the C2 district would currently allow the owners right now without any permission from City Council to establish a business within that particular building on the grade floor with additional 3 units being utilized as living units. Now, there are some residentially zoned properties that are located in proximity to the site, including 3 homes to the west. A nearby residential parcel is currently being used for commercial employee parking by the TPC Printing. Potential impacts associated with this proposed hotel may include the following: noise, lighting, traffic, and general operational activity. These concerns can be mitigated through site review, compliance with buffering and landscape requirements, and adherence to applicable development standards. With appropriate conditions and compliance measures in place, this request represents a reasonable adaptive reuse of existing structure along a commercial corridor and is comparable with scale to other lodging establishments in the area, such as the Hotel Inn Express located at 1441 North Smith Street, adjacent to a low-density residential.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Chapman, would you
Yes.
like to address the council with comments, your plans?
I do have, several plans for the property. This is what we're hoping to be the first phase of it. Just the first phase, we're gonna put a couple $100,000 into it. And it's just this, 4 unit project here. And when we purchased the property in '09, it was a motel. We would like to get back to that, but the last time we were before you guys on this piece of property, we received the Local Hero Award for making the property much better than it was. And we hope to do that again by adding as many units as we can when the check and the cash lease is up. So we're hoping to have a total of 10 to 12 units on the property, depending on the parking situation. But we would just like to get approval on this first phase for all 4 units to be where we can rent them out as a hotel. But it's gonna be like high-end, it's gonna be, we're wanting each room to have different themes. So it'll be something that is unique to East Ridge. We're not exactly sure on what the themes will be, but it'll be something that brings a different aspect to East Ridge that we currently don't have.
So, before I ask for a motion, council, do you have any questions from the applicant?
I was just curious, the in and out, how you're getting in and out.
Of the parking lot?
Yes.
Well, we had worked with the city several times on this specific piece of property, and so the in is on this end and the out is on that end, and they've got all the parking spaces going in one direction so that it flows well.
So the out is by Popeyes out on Ringo Road?
Correct.
That's the out,
Yes.
and the in is off Spring Creek Road?
Well, there is one off of Ringgold Road, and there's an entrance off of Spring Creek Road, and there's another entrance off of Spring. So there's one on Ringgold and two on Spring Creek.
I believe the majority of the parking would be close to parking. Is that not correct for where they're parking at? Where you used to have your basketball goals and everything?
Correct. We've got about, I think, 12 to 15 parking spaces at that whole end of the building. And we are willing to maybe put another entrance in the fence area that goes out, whatever we need to do to make this work. It's a great opportunity for the city. I believe we're going to bring revenue per room will be more than the local hotels will be bringing in, because it'll be a specialty boutique kind of place. It'll definitely make that corner look 100 times better than it does right now. And so it's going to be something that we're proud of having.
So you're mentioning it's gonna be like a boutique hotel?
Mm-hmm.
We don't have any kind of definition in our zoning or anything for boutique hotel. Can you kind of give us a definition of what that might be?
Well, it's just kind of like, it's kind of themed, so it's more special. When they come in, they'll get special treatment. They'll have little gifts. They'll have, real nice entries. It'll just be a fancier place than just checking into a hotel.
So it's a kind of a girly place.
Yeah, well, not a girly place, because we definitely want gentlemen there
Yeah.
as well. But it'll be themed. Like, we're thinking of doing a choo-choo room. We're thinking of doing maybe a Dolly Parton room. There's so many options that we can go with, but each room will be unique in itself, and it will be exciting for the clients to come just to experience. I don't know if you guys know anything about the Groovy Nomad up in Trenton. We've stayed there, and it's amazing, and each room is themed, and people come in from all over the country just to have the theme. And so it's something that is unique and is popular right now, and everyone's loving it. And so we're just trying to hop on that train and offer that service here in East Ridge.
Any other questions?
I know back when we had the original motel there, is this gonna be a short-term rental too, or is this just gonna be a overnight rental?
Well, it will be overnight. We're just looking at people, for instance, that are coming in for the Wolves Stadium. They'll come in for the thing for the weekend. They'll rent it for the weekend. They'll rent it for a couple nights when they're in town for a wedding. We're not looking at doing like lower income housing in it. We're looking at higher end, just higher end clients. We want the corner to be cleaner. We want, we've had problems with the property for several years, and we would like to get that element out of our property. We want it to be something that people aren't lined up at checking the cash, paying 24% interest on. We want something that the city can be proud of, that we can be proud of to own as a family.
So are you willing to put those stipulations in for conditions for us to approve this?
Absolutely.
Michael, how do you see that going, putting stipulations in?
Well, this body has every right to put stipulations in for a use on review in this particular instance, yeah.
So we really don't know how many rooms she's talking about putting there.
What we get approved for.
So right now, you're looking at 4.
Right now it's 4, correct.
You already using those 4?
We have used them previously. We've been trying to get approved since September and haven't been able to yet. But we'll have them within use within the next month or two. As soon as we get approval, we're ready to get started.
All 4 of them on ground level, or
2 on the ground and 2 upstairs.
And like I stated earlier, Mayor and Council, by right, this property can be utilized with a business on the grade floor and 3 units as residential as it sits right now. So,
What would the capacity be on the number of rooms based upon parking spaces?
I think we adjusted that from 1.5 to it's a 1-to-1 now, I believe it is. 1.25 was originally. Now it's 1 parking space for every room.
Okay. And is there anything in this use on review, if approved, that it could be converted to an extended stay, or would it have to come back before the body?
As far as extended stay, I'm not aware of anything that would allow it to become extended stay at this point. That would be something I definitely need to check into.
Or we could put it in the conditions that we're referring to?
Yeah.
So may I ask, what are your concerns? You don't want people staying longer than a week or 2 weeks? Like, what is gonna be the limit on that?
well, the problem we had there before was people come in and rent it for a week, okay? And the next thing you see, their cars are sitting out there beside Spring Creek Road and a quarter Ringo Road all jacked up and they're working on them. Lounge
Yeah,
chairs
that's-
sitting out
that's
there,
not gonna
furniture
happen.
sitting out there, clothes out there, just like we got down on the other end.
Yeah.
So that is my concern, and the biggest concern is we've got a traffic congestion there already.
That's
So we've
correct.
got how many parking places?
Right now, just 4.
4
is
per room?
requested. Yeah, 1 parking space per room right now.
Okay, but then we're going to have,
That's
maybe
the
12.
requirement.
yeah.
They
but-
could
but
be
you're gonna
more
have,
per room if,
But we already have plenty of parking spaces.
yeah, you have plenty based on that ratio, yes, I would agree. But we do have a traffic nightmare at Spring Creek and
Yeah.
Ringo Road.
That is correct.
And even further down, when you get to the church down there, that's a nightmare too.
Okay,
I might add that, when Popeyes was in operation, they had more than any 4 or 5 cars coming out of Popeyes on Durango Road. So, I'm just saying, I don't believe the 4 or 5 parking spots is gonna change the traffic.
No.
It's not Ringo Road they're looking at.
Nope.
Well, and we're not adding
That's
more
Popeye.
spaces. We're not adding more spaces. We're not adding more traffic. We have all those spaces that are filled, with the businesses we have there already. So, that whole building and the whole parking lot, like right now, our fenced parking spaces, no one even uses that at all. It's completely closed off, and so I don't think there's gonna be a problem adding 4 or using 4 of the spaces that we have already.
I would agree with that 100%. What I'm referring to at busy times, you'll have Spring Creek from Ringo Road back all the way up past Action Church and going towards Spring Creek Elementary.
2 solid hours.
Yes,
Yeah, I've been in that.
which is going to impact your
I've
business.
been in that building
Yeah.
for 10 years now, and we've had to deal with the traffic,
Yeah,
so
I-
it's not anything we're unprepared.
Okay,
One more question, what
Yes.
we would be voting on just be for 4 units, is that not correct? For her to expand and she would have to come back to us.
Well, that could be part of the motion.
that can be part of the conditions.
all be the conditions. It's limited. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I think
Is
that would
it's
be a
limited
good
to-
idea, so that way we'll see how the 4 goes, and we might not want any more, or we might agree to it.
So, with all the discussion we've had, if there's no more, I will entertain a motion for resolution number 3782.
I make a motion to approve resolution number 3782 with conditions.
What conditions?
And those are?
Okay. Well, we were talking about, oh crap, now I forgot. We were talking about, what'd you just say? Limiting.
Limit to just these 4.
Yeah, limiting to the, just 4. And the other condition was not making it an extended stay. And was there anything else?
Yeah, you were talking about theme per room being unique.
Yeah, the
The
boutique
boutique part
requirement.
of it. We're not sure what boutique is and
Right. It's
Looking
just
forward to
themed
seeing
rooms, I guess.
themed rooms. Okay.
Themed rooms.
Say
Unique, it's a
Unique,
unique,
yes.
and theme-based.
theme-based.
Themed based.
What I'll have to do is,
And rooms theme-based, and the rooms theme-based.
yeah, I will, since this is gonna, well, it's done by resolution, so we don't have
It's a resolution, one and done.
I mean, the challenge of theme-based is really in the eyes of the beholder. I mean, I don't know how you enforce a theme-based, without,
Is the word upscale something that would be a better
I
word?
mean,
Does it have to have a word? Like, it's going to be a hotel, and we're going to rent them out, and they're going to be nice. And I think that, you know, anytime that we would get inspections or anything like that, it's going to be on point. Like, you got to be able to trust us a little bit. We are making this. We have made this city better with this property, and we can plan on continuing to do that.
I'm trying to think of a way to suggest sort of that's gonna be a challenge to do the theme based. I really want to go back to the extended stay. Under our current zoning regulation, the extended stay is under 30 days, right?
That's correct.
Yes.
When you say no extended stay, what are you envisioning? No more than, you know, a week at a time?
That they don't move in and it becomes an apartment.
Right. So so under
Yeah.
the you know, no extended stay would mean that somebody could stay there for, you know, a max of 29 days. Are you okay with that?
I am. I'm
Okay.
okay with that.
Could I add one thing, Mr. Lishford, on this? Extended stay under the ordinance would require basically a living facility, which has your, you know, fridge, stove. I don't
Right,
think these
it
are
would.
particularly going to have those in there.
They are.
We'll have them in
Yes.
there?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, so
they're in
they-
I
the
saw them
plans.
in there
Yeah.
when I looked at the plans.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a hotel and not an Airbnb, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Um,
Does that need to be?
I mean, I don't think you need to put, it's not no Airbnb, because I mean, that's exactly what an Airbnb allows is
Yeah.
for, you know, short-term residential occupation.
The hotel.
I mean,
Well, and we book several hotels lately on Airbnb, so it's not really an exclusive Airbnb thing anymore.
but limiting to 4, be limiting it to the footprint of the existing building.
I thought we were at this point.
Yeah, I just
and
wanna make
she
sure that
has
that's
to come
understood.
back
Yeah.
Before us if she wants to add on to the
Correct,
building
yes.
or.
Right.
Which
She
we would
won't.
have to anyway, building permits and stuff like that, so.
Let me ask the question here. This 79.29 feet back here on the back, that's that fenced-in lot.
I think this. and
What do you,
this.
I'm not sure what you're looking at.
Vacant cashier. Well, she says when the lease is up.
Yes, Mr. Cagle.
All right, that's the fenced-in lot. Now, are there gonna be an exit and an entrance back there to where they come out through the chicken place?
When the lease is up.
Christie, do you understand? I think he's referring to this exit there. I don't think you can use that.
There is no, the fence right now completely blocks, Popeyes, so they can't come through our property.
Okay, so are y'all gonna make one back there where y'all go through their property?
No.
Okay,
Going through
so-
anyone's property. Can I?
So your entrance is gonna be up there on that 79.29 foot?
There's an entrance here.
Yes, ma'am.
And there's an entrance here. And then if we need to put one back here, we'll be glad to do that. We would like it to be gated, obviously, where, we're wanting to put electric gates up, so people can safely park their cars. That fence will also be, obviously fenced. We're gonna put hedges, you know, the fake hedges, but it looks like hedges. So, that'll help with security. Cameras will be going up, more cameras will be going up. It's really gonna advance this corner a lot.
So all three of the entrances are gonna be on Spring Creek Road?
Well, there's
and
already
exits.
one on Ringgold Road,
Well, that's
So-
for the check and the cash. Yeah.
right, the check and the cash, yes. So you can come in through there, you can come in just right when you turn on to Spring Creek Road. There's one right there on the right. Then you go up another 50 or 60 feet, and there's an exit.
So there's gonna be 3 on Spring Creek Road.
There's going to be 2 unless you guys want us to put one in the fenced-in area.
And that would be something that Michael would get with you, right?
Correct, yes.
Thank you.
So for my clarification here, with the layout of the current building, the 4 units would be, are they in this area here, or are they in, because checking and cash, what part of, is checking and cash just this front portion,
Checking the cash.
or do they have all this?
It's like a little bit of an older building. The 4 units are here. Checking
Okay.
and cash has all this.
They have all that, okay. All right, so the 4 is just the back portion, that is the gray, dark portion. Okay, that's the current that's being considered.
It's by the fenced-in lot.
How long is your lease, if you don't mind me asking, with checking and cash? And would you be willing to put that in a condition that you would not renew that if you, with the condition of it coming back for additional units?
Yes, we would agree, but, hang on, what was your first question?
How long is your lease with,
The
when is-
current lease has got 2 more years left.
2 more years? Okay, so it'd be 2 years before you'd be probably able to come back for,
Correct.
okay. All right, we kind of half here. We got a motion. We have some more questions. I don't have a second. So we've got a motion by Councilmember Witt to approve it with 4 units and it not be an extended stay, which means no more than 29 days of a solid stay.
And there were your condition. What was your,
And she has to come back to get the other
Yes.
approved when it comes time.
right.
We're
Well,
just,
that would be a given because they couldn't do any more.
correct, we're just
Yeah.
approving the 4.
That's correct.
She gonna be, able for any reimbursements
Board of Regents.
From what?
through the Board of
Board of
Regents.
Regents.
We don't have an agreement on that.
I said, we should be able to come back.
She'd have to go through the process of seeking a development agreement with the city and IDB for that. That's not part of the consideration tonight.
No, you need to see me on that. Board of Region, we'll get you dollars. Development dollars.
Okay.
Sales tax.
All right, I got a motion. I don't have a second.
Second.
Okay. I'm hung out here. All right, I've got a motion by Councilmember Witt. I got a second by Vice Mayor Tyler. And again, repeat, that is for 4 units only, no extended stay. Any other discussion?
Just a quick, do we still have the facade improvement program? Would they qualify into that, under that, by any chance?
They would qualify under the facade, that only gives them 20,000. Am I correct on that? 20,000. On the Board of Region, we do development agreements. If your investment's gonna be $200,000, a Board of Region could possibly get you $100,000 back over 20 years.
Okay.
That's how important, it's actually,
It's amazing.
the rooms pay 7 cents sales tax.
Okay.
Since you're in the Board of Region, the city gets back 4.125 cents on the dollar.
Oh, wow.
Comes back to us, then we turn around and enter into an agreement with you on a percentage basis of how much you're gonna get back for the next 20 years.
Wow.
That's how valuable it can be, a lot more lucrative than the,
Facade.
Okay.
the other means.
But Board of Regents is contingent on sales tax.
They pay,
Sales tax.
yeah, she'll be paying sales tax.
Be sales tax and hotel motel tax.
Hotel, motel, and sales tax.
Good. Yeah, I just want Ms. Chapman to be aware of all of the
Oh, yeah.
possibilities for.
But the
Where do I
facade grant's only
start?
gonna give you, you can't have both, either
Okay.
one or the other.
Gotcha.
And I would suspect we could very easily get you through on the Board of Region. It has to be up and running and the cash register flowing by May 17th, 2027.
And I just had one other comment, Ms. Chapman. The rec center over there was fantastic. You did a great job of it.
Thank you.
I have full confidence that you're going to turn it into a respectable motel over there. I think your involvement in the community has been laudable. So thank you for being a strong business owner and looking forward to your next chapter.
I'm expecting great things from you.
Okay, now I notice everything's here's address is 6101 Spring Creek Road, correct? Okay, now if she comes in, when she starts this down here, is she gonna have to do it in phases to get the whole thing for the border region, or when she comes in, just the 4 rooms?
We'll have to sit and talk about that.
Well-
Because
Well,
The
It
board
runs
region will
out.
be probably expired by that
Cause she's got a
point.
2-year
for the
lease.
second phase, it will be
Yeah, for-
expired by then.
Yeah, okay,
She has a 2-year.
Unless,
lease
of
on it.
course, we can be favorable in getting an extension.
of course, she could go in and buy out checking and cash and their lease and get it all done at one time before 2/2/7.
That is a possibility.
7?
Let me write that date down.
You know, when you could,
I'm
make it a
serious.
point, yeah.
yeah, you can follow it with him tomorrow or early next week.
Yeah.
Give you more details on that. Any other questions? Roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler?
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle?
Since this is just to, give approval for this, yes.
Councilmember Ezell? Councilmember Witt?
Yes.
Mayor Williams?
Yes. Resolution number 3782 passed.
Okay.
Thank you. We'll move to item D, resolution number 3783.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council authorizing the city manager to approve change order number 1 for the John Ross Road resurfacing project.
Sir, Mr. Miller, or is this? Is this Mr. There we go. Mr.
You're up.
McAllister, you're up.
Sorry about that. Yes, Mayor and Council, we are asking for approval on PIN 131488. It's the change order number 1 associated with the John Ross Road resurfacing project that was completed earlier this year. In the packet, you'll see there is a memo supplied by Bulker Engineering. They were the that we used on this project. Unfortunately, when the bid was submitted, the consultant group didn't meet the original standards set forth by the state of Tennessee during their road resurfacing program. And this caused the project to go over budget by $19,308.67. Once the city was made aware of this overage, I reached out to TDOT local programs to see what we could do to become eligible for additional dollars. And fortunately, the federal government had some money not allocated within the Transportation Improvement Program, so we were able to receive those funds. So if the council will approve this change order, we'll get it signed off and submitted to TDOT for a reimbursement up to 80%.
Up to how much?
80%.
So it's gonna cost the city 20%?
Correct. We were already at 20% on the grant.
Council, I entertain a motion for resolution number 3783.
Make a motion to approve resolution 3783.
Second.
Have a motion by Vice Mayor Tyler and a second by Councilmember Ezell. Do we have any discussion? Discussion I'm having with city attorney here is errors and omissions is that, you know, how we always end up falling, the one having to pay the price for someone else's oversight. So anyway, I've got a motion and I have a second. Is there any other discussion? So then roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler?
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle?
Yes.
Councilmember Zell?
Yes.
Councilmember Witt?
Yes.
Mayor Williams?
Yes. We'll move to item E, resolution number 3784.
A resolution of the East Ridge City Council amending resolution 2634, adopting a revised public records policy for the city of East Ridge, Tennessee.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Dietrich? Is this your?
I'll
Is this
take
you?
it.
Okay, I see her name here.
That is true. She did. She She and I worked on this. This is a kind of an amendment. We approved this policy fairly recently, and then we're going to do some amendments to it to where we've got now some updatedness to be consistent with applicable state law, namely that to submit an open records request, they can do it through delivery, they can do it through a form, they don't have to go through the online portal. And then the other is, we're going to have, did we approve the email address?
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to have established an actual email address that is just dedicated to the open records. And if you look on page 5 of 9 of this policy, you'll see it in red. Instead of us having it specifically, in this case, Ms. Diedrich, we're just going to have it as open records. And that way you've got continuation regardless of who the city clerk is. And it's a nice way of being able to have historical storage of open records emails to that email address solely versus it being in someone else's inbox that we may not have in 5 or 10 years. So.
Thank you, sir. Council will entertain a motion for resolution number 3784.
Make a motion to approve resolution number 3784.
Second.
A motion to approve by Councilmember Witt and a second by Vice Mayor Tyler. Do we have any discussion? The one item I have is, I assume that this email address is going to be attached to an active employee, so it'll be notified and monitored on a regular basis.
Our discussion was it would be routed to the actual sitting city clerk, in this case, Ms. Diedrich.
Okay. And then if that changed, it could be routed to someone else, but it'll be actively notified of open records emails coming in.
Correct.
Not have to go and look at it.
I'm sorry, is that last?
It would be pushed to someone and not have to go and look at it.
Correct, yes.
Be overlooked. Okay, thank you, sir. If no other discussion, roll call, Ms. Dietrich.
Vice Mayor Tyler?
Yes.
Councilmember Cagle?
Yes.
Councilmember Ezell?
Yes.
Councilmember Witt?
Yes.
Mayor Williams?
Yes, resolution number 3784 approved, passed and approved. We'll move to item F. This is selection of dates for public interviews for city manager candidates. Mr. Miller.
Okay, I'm gonna review over my agenda memo. The submittal of resumes and applications for the position of city manager will be accepted on or before February 20th, end of business day. That weekend, the team of myself, Michelle Sinagoglio, HR Director, and Hannah Rogers, MTAS, will be reviewing over, narrowing the field down to 5 to 7 candidates for interview. Zoom interviews will be scheduled for that Wednesday and Thursday. If we come up, we're looking at trying to get at least to 7, because I don't, usually what happens is 1 or 2 will drop out for whatever reason, and I don't want that to happen this time. So we will do our Zoom interviews on Wednesday and Thursday, 25th and 26th. With the top candidates, a briefing will be made to the City Council on February 26th. We need to set up, I'd like to, dates and times for the mayor and council to engage in both the one-on-ones as well as public meeting to interview the 5 candidates in a public meeting. We're looking at 2 days for the one-on-ones. We're going to do a 2-day process on this, because the last time we held this in the morning, we had the department directors meeting with the 2 candidates. In the afternoon, we started at 1 o'clock, I believe it was, and went all the way up to just about 4:30, 5 o'clock to have all the council do one-on-ones, and then the public meeting at 6 o'clock. That was 2 people. If we're going to go to 5 to 6, you're going to need 2 days. It's not going to be done in 1. So I'd like to get those dates solidified so we know when we start our Zoom meetings that we can discuss when the interview dates are going to happen or when they're going to occur, so they can adjust their schedule accordingly, and we don't run into the problem we had last time with one candidate that we wanted to bring in, but she had another interview date that same night with another city. And unfortunately, she did take that job in Texas, by the way. So I want to eliminate that. If we hold off until the 26th then and have interview sets scheduled the following week or the week after, that's so quick. The sooner the better that we can line them up to bring them in for the interviews. So I'm looking for 2 days.
When would be first available? Are you looking at the first week of March? You looking the second? What are you looking at?
I'd say we'd be looking at the second week in March, because if we notify them, it would be, let's see, well, we're gonna have Zoom meetings with them on the 25th and the 26th. I'd like to have those interview dates at that time. So the first week of March, second week of March, third week of March at the latest.
The first week, we're in TML for the first 3 days.
No, you're only in TML for Monday and Tuesday.
Well, that's true.
And third week is spring break for school. I will be out of town.
So what about Wednesday, Thursday, that first week on the 4th and 5th?
I'm good.
Okay.
What days are those? Thursday and Friday?
That's Wednesday and Thursday.
Wednesday and Thursday. That would be good.
So the 4th, 5th, maybe even the 6th? Or you got something on the 6th?
Work, but I'm flexible. I can tell them to eat it.
That group of dates okay? Then we'll go with those. Preferably the 4th, preferably Wednesday and Thursday. Friday's always a
Yeah, Wednesday,
bad day
Thursday
for
is good.
traffic. Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday. We'll do our best on that. But it'd be helpful because when we narrow the field down on Monday, the 23rd, we're gonna have our Zoom meetings that Thursday and that Wednesday and Thursday. It'd be nice at that time to be able to say, we're gonna have interviews on this date. Please mark it down on your calendar. That gives them enough time to make arrangements.
Will that give you enough time to get us a copy of all five,
Yes, as a matter of fact, we'll have probably copies of all that to you,
the 27th?
the 27th, Friday the 27th. No problem on that.
And do we schedule the public meeting now, or?
Well, we would have the public, I'm gonna have to work out the logistics on this. We only wanna have one public meeting unless you wanna have two. But the one-on-one interviews, we'll need 2 days to get that done. And, for example, I could do the meeting with we'll work something out. Probably Thursday would be the public meeting that we would interview. We may have to start earlier in the afternoon, late afternoon. For example, 4 or 5 o'clock instead of 6. If we're gonna interview 5 or 6.
Are you looking at the same type schedule, department heads?
I'd
meeting?
like to have the department heads. I think that was
Yes,
valuable.
I do too.
And I'm not sure the logistics of how we do that, if we do them on Wednesday morning and then Wednesday afternoon, we could do half of the one-on-ones and then continue the other one-on-ones the following day on Thursday, and then have the public meeting late afternoon. We wanted to start at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. Give us enough time to be able to get through at least 5 of them.
So if those one-on-ones are occurring the 4th, 5th, and potentially the 6th, and I was talking with the city manager, are we thinking that making a decision and voting on the 12th
No. Well,
or the 26th?
yes, no.
And then are we
I
having
think-
them come back in for that voting session where we have the interviews? Or are we gonna we're gonna do a special called meeting on those days for the public?
Well, let's put it this way. If, let's say on Thursday, we finish our interviews at 9 o'clock at night, the council council at that time may be in a position to say, we like this person, and direct the city administration to sit down and negotiate a contract. We could bring it back to the council for the 12th. If not, you want to push that to the 12th and have discussion of the candidates at that 12th meeting, and then direct staff who your top choice is, and they can bring it back for the 26th meeting. On the 26th meeting, that means if you were to, that would fit in real well. at the latest, because if an individual is offered a contract and is approved by the city council on the 26th meeting, if they have to give a month advance notice, that would be the end of April, so they'd be starting with the city of East Ridge May 1st. That would work out well with the budget, because
So my question is gonna be, are we gonna have an open public? We're gonna have them here like we did last time, open public
yes,
meeting?
you have to do that.
So then we would be bringing them back in. If we're doing one-on-ones the week of the first week of March, then if we vote on the 12th or the 26th, we'll be bringing them back in
We
the
may be-
second time.
We may, if it's the first, if it's a top candidate, you may well do that, as you did with me.
Okay?
I just didn't send you a bill.
Okay.
So, could we get more than just 2 rooms to where we could all be in a room and we could do 5 at one time?
No,
Why not?
it's a violation of public meetings. You gotta have you can only interview them one at a time on a one-on-one.
Okay,
Just
you
mo-
misunderstood or I said it
Oh.
wrong. 5 individual rooms, we're all in a room,
Yes.
5 different candidates
He's
At
talking
one
about
time.
the one-on-ones.
on the one-on-ones.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So that
Then the
we're not
5
till
rotate.
9 o'clock, we can just rotate, and at least give us an hour this time,
Okay. We'll
Minimum.
at least.
we'll work something else out. If we can't, yeah, we
It-
can
it
get,
beats-
we can get 5 rooms.
Yeah, it beats doing 2 rooms and
Understand.
we'll never get it done.
You're right. I hear you. Yeah, we'll work out the logistics on it. I don't have that right now. The only thing I wanted to get now was the dates so that we can work on something.
Okay, so we're gonna shoot for Wednesday, Thursday, and potentially Friday,
Yes.
4th, 5th, and 6th.
I'm gonna live,
Okay.
well, with Councilman, Ezel's, I think we get 5 rooms. We can do it that way. We can eliminate it. So let's just keep it to the 4th and the 5th.
4th and the 5th, and then public meeting that night of the 5th?
It may be, we very easily could give you time to digest the information that you have heard from all 5 candidates. You may not want to be in a position to make a decision that night.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Okay.
the last time it was kind of
But-
a all-day affair,
Yeah.
whirlwind.
But I think what would be done is we schedule it for March 12th on the council meeting. And at that meeting, the council make a decision on who the top candidates are. If you all agree with John Doe as the one you could authorize the city manager's office to start negotiations and come up with a contract with the top candidate. Bring that contract to the city council for consideration for adoption and approval at the March 26th meeting. So at the March 26th meeting, you will have a city manager. And the following day, the city manager can make that notice to his elected body if he has to give. There may, some of these individuals may be out of a job right now. Some of them, but usually 1 month is required under the contracts to give notice.
So, all was said and good, but it seems like we missed, when is this, city, for the public to come in?
Public hearing for these candidates.
When is that?
That would be the 5th.
He said we'd start at 4.
That would be on March 5th.
Okay.
So we're gonna interview them 4th and 5th, and then we're gonna come back that night at the 5th and sit here and interview them in front of the public again? So,
You're going to do your one-on-ones on the
One-on-ones.
4th and the 5th.
yeah,
On the 5th, 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you're going to have a public meeting
That's what I
to
understand.
have them come
Yeah,
in
okay.
individually. Maybe if it's an hour each, you're talking 5 hours you've got to dedicate to interviewing them all in unison. That will be held on the 5th. Then you don't want to make if you don't want to make a decision that night, and I suspect that you won't, you want to sit down and digest the information that was provided to you on your one-on-ones, as well as the interview process. We'll
With the
bring it
public.
back on the 12th of March at that council meeting for the council to select your top choice. Then you
Okay.
would authorize, let's say you select John Doe as the top choice. Mr. City Manager, go ahead and start negotiations, bring back a contract for adoption and approval on the 26th. That sound all right?
So we'll have a special call meeting the evening of the 5th for the public interviews.
Yeah.
And we'll have one-on-ones prior to that, whether that's the 4th or all day the 5th. Everybody good with that? All right,
Thank you.
thank you.
Got a plan.
That is the last item on the agenda, so we'll move to the discussion of the tentative agenda for February the 26th, 2026. All right, under old business, we'll have the ordinance number 1239, ordinance of the East Ridge City Council to amend the zoning regulation and zoning map of the city of East Ridge, Tennessee, so as to rezone the property located at 1408 San Heisey Drive, tax map 169K-J-009 from C2 Commercial District to R2 Residential Duplex District. This is the continuation of the first reading, so that'll be advertised, and we will then discuss that on the 26th. So I'm not going to open it up for discussions because of it being tabled, and we will address that with public notice. We'll move to B, ordinance number 1242. That is will be the second reading of the ordinance of the City of East Ridge Council setting the compensation of the city court clerk in accordance with Title 3, Chapter 5, Section 3-504. This will be the second reading. Any discussion, council? See none. The next item is ordinance number 1243, ordinance of the City Council of the City of East Ridge, Tennessee, approving the designation of Assistant City Manager and amending Ordinance 1226 to fund the position for Assistant City Manager, second reading. Any additional discussion on that, council? See none. The next item is discussion of proposed mobile food vending ordinance. Mr. Howell.
Yes, Mayor and Council. So this would be the City Attorney Litchford prepared that draft for revision. These revisions incorporate policy guidelines, including provisions related to overlay districts, special event procedures or allowances, permitting requirements, enforcement mechanisms, operational standards, and relative administrative procedures. The updated draft is being presented to City Council for review of the upcoming City Council meeting. If the Council is satisfied with these revisions, the ordinance will be then forwarded to the Planning Commission for formal review and recommendation for final consideration. So I do believe me and Mr. Miller have gotten it together a couple times. We've been very short and brief. We're going over this thing. There's just a couple little things to adjust on it, and we'll get to the mark, and we should be able to present it to you guys at that time.
Thanks, sir. Council, any discussion on it currently?
I've read this. I'm gonna read it again, but this is a good start right here.
Yeah.
This will get us going, and in the future we might have to amend something, but right now this is a good start from what I read.
Yeah, I agree. I read through it a couple times. It's a very good start. Thank you for y'all's hard work.
Kudos to Mark. He did a good job on that.
We appreciate it.
If no other discussion, then we'll move to new business. There'll be an unnumbered resolution partnership agreement with DBAT Chattanooga. Ms. Skiles not here.
No, this is just a continuation of the agreement that we have annually with the DBAT agreement that provides for free swing cards and so forth for the upcoming season of softball and baseball.
Thank you, sir. Any questions, council? See none. The next is an unnumbered resolution request to allow East Ridge Needy Child Fund to use Camp Jordan Arena and waive the rental fee. I believe this is for a car show.
They come in every year and make this request, and it's always been given. So it will be for you at the February 26th meeting.
It's a fundraiser, isn't it?
It's a fundraiser.
Fundraiser for the Needy Child Fund.
Needy Child Fund's a 501c3 nonprofit organization.
Correct. Any other questions, council?
I noticed they're gonna use it for, from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m.
We'll
Yeah.
have to set it up and then they have to take it down.
Yeah, I don't envision them being there to 8 p.m. that evening because they're having an event over somewhere else afterwards. But We can clarify that.
Cause I know usually where they're out there by,
They don't usually have it this long?
no.
No, they'll be done, usually awards is 1 or 2 o'clock. Yes, sir. Maybe in just, we'll confirm that with, you, Mr., can you confirm that with Ms. Skiles, the timing? Thank you, sir. Any other questions on that? All right, the next is an unnumbered resolution request to allow East Ridge Middle School to use soccer and softball field and waive the rental fees. Mr. Miller, is this used?
Yeah, this is just,
Okay.
yeah, they want to use the soccer, the softball field, Camp Jordan for their spring and fall seasons of 2026.
Yep. All right, any questions, council? All right, the next item, yes, sir?
Last year?
I believe I do.
They
I believe
did, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's reoccurring. Any other questions?
Now, does this include the high school's play day? It's just for the middle school, okay.
Any other questions? All right, the next is unnumbered resolution approval to solicit bids for replacement of the East Ridge Community Center lower roof.
Okay, when we did the upper roof, which was the roof over the gymnasium, we went through some change orders on that one. We did notice at that time that we had some problems with the lower roof. However, I didn't want to get involved with the change order with Pillar Construction, because whatever that cost was going to come out with, they're going to add 20% to it. And I said, we can do that. We can put the bid package together, and we can do that separately from the contract. It does need to be done, and we're looking at an estimate range between $60,000 and $70,000. The funds are available in a capital projects fund, which is upgrades to buildings and various sites in the CIP. We have $300,000 in there. We have a balance of about $126,000 left. So we have dollars to be able to get this done. I just don't want to bring on another change order that's going to be added additional dollars to it. Let's go out to bid and go with the lowest responsible bidder. This would be asking you for your authorization to proceed with the bidding process.
Thanks, sir. Council, any questions? All right, the next item is unnumbered resolution, award a bid for the 2026 street resurfacing program.
Okay, we're out for bids. The opening of the bids are scheduled for Tuesday, February 17th at 2 p.m. ACE Engineer will then review over those and come back with comments and recommendations. We've had conversations with Tally, Wright Brothers, and Faultless Construction. We've alerted them that these bids are coming up, and we'd like their submissions. We'll be in a position to award hopefully on February 26th of this year, and if they are awarded on the 26th, we're looking at starting our resurfacing around April 1st.
Thank you, sir. Questions, council?
Is this Faultless Construction, are they local?
It's my understanding they're in southeast Tennessee. I don't know local Chattanooga or what, but they're in the southeastern Tennessee area.
Local doesn't always mean the best. We found that out this year.
To be honest with you, I've never heard of them before, but Jeff Sykes has.
So a question I have, I see that you're utilizing $200,000 that wasn't used from a previous program from Caldwell Paving, which we canceled. I can assume that the unfinished
Yes.
and partial finished will be moved to the beginning of the line and addressed
Yes.
first.
We're starting at the east and moving west.
My
And that's
question
in-
is, are we working on the streets that were halfway
Yes.
fixed and not even addressed in the previous years first, ahead
Yes.
of the others?
Yes.
All right,
That has been relayed on to the engineer.
perfect. Any other questions?
By chance, is Greens Lake from State Line Road up towards Stump? But it's just a section in there, the road sinking.
I'll have to take a look at that. I don't know if it's on this or not.
The road's actually sinking. It's already dropped about that far. You ride your tire in it.
Greens Lake,
Coming from State Line, Greens Lake, coming back towards East Town here.
okay.
It looked to me like the side had started breaking off in the ditch where people try to go around and dodge it. Now it's starting to break off.
Yeah, we're running into these problems invariably throughout the city, and you know, when you walk up and down the street or drive along the street, you'll notice that the sewer manholes are in the middle of the street, and these sinking areas are occurring in that straight line motion. And whenever we see that happening, we go WWTA, they send out their crews and usually get back to us saying there's nothing wrong with our sewer lines. I said, well, that just can't, why is the street sinking? Doesn't take,
It's the same thing
anyway,
going on
we
with
have
Fred
one going,
Fred.
we have one going on right now on Marlboro, right before you hit Fountain. I don't know if Mayor, if you've seen that or not, but boy, I hit that the other day and jolted my truck. It's got to be at least 6 inches. It's not it's not wide, but it's deep, and it's right in line with the sewer manholes.
All right, any other questions? All right, that's the last item we have on the tentative agenda. Is there any other items you want to add?
Do you want to add the one item that you brought up?
I was letting them go first.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Yes. So, do we want to add the topic of the previous resolution 2340, which is the resolution that authorized members of the council and their dependents, if they want to desire participating in the group life hospitalization, disability, and/or medical insurance, which would include this council and any elected official.
Which there's just two more.
Two
right?
more at this time.
Yeah, add that to the agenda.
Okay, that's what I was wanting to hear. Anything else? Business we want to add, we want to discuss?
Yeah, that was to be passed.
All right, I see none. Thanks for everyone hanging in here for a long evening, and hope everyone has a great evening. This meeting is adjourned.